All right, number 2 is the null and alternative hypothesis. You guys getting pretty sick, or not sick, but pretty used to this by now? Null and alternative. Okay, now the null and alternative is going to be this time you comparing two populations. So you'd say like mu1 is equal to mu2, or mu1 is greater than mu2, or whatever, something like that. Next up, we need to determine the rejection regions. Draw a picture, use alpha. Find the standardized test statistic. Now this formula is gross, but here we go. Z equals x bar 1 minus x bar 2 minus mu1 minus mu2 divided by the square root of sigma squared sub 1 over n1 plus sigma squared sub 2 over n2. Now, I'm writing this whole thing this way, but there are a few things you need to know. Yeah, that's like sigma squared, but it's the first sigma squared divided by the first n, and then the second one is the second sigma squared divided by the second n. All right, now we're going to start going through pretty soon here, like on the AP test, what the note sheet looks like that they give you. And I'm trying to start to steer you towards more about their terminology. So here's what it originally looks like. They'd have this here, x bar 1 minus x bar 2 minus mu1 minus mu2. That's what it looks like, right? And then down here, they've got the standard error. And then you have to go over here to see that the standard error on the bottom is actually this. Okay? So basically, I'm just putting the formula together for you, but when you look at it on your note sheet, it'll probably say something like this. Okay. Also, another confusing thing is that, you know how like we've been doing the x minus mu over sigma, which is essentially what this is, x sample minus the mean over some sort of standard deviation thing, right? This right here, since your null and alternative, your null hypothesis would be equals to in some way, it could be less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, or equal to. If two means are equal, then if you subtract them, this is 0. So this, in every single problem you do right here, this will be 0. In fact, there's not even a reason. All of it will be 0, not just like mu2, but it's all 0, because this minus this, they're the same thing, so it's going to be 0. You don't even need to include it in your formula. You could just have this, okay, in the top of your formula. I just want you to be prepared, because you will see this formula on your sheet.
You only do that if they're equal?
No, remember how every single null hypothesis has an equal sign in it? It could be equal, or it could be greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to, so it'll always be 0. But it is, and I think it's because they're trying to relate every single one of these back to x minus mu over sigma, and kind of get you an idea of that. But it will be written like this also on your AP exam, so I don't want you to be surprised by that. All right, next thing you do is you reject or accept the null. You reject if it's in the rejection region. Also, I'm going to write a little reminder here if you decide to do a problem with p-values, and remember those will be on the AP test. So you might want to challenge yourself to do some of these homework problems with p-values. If p is less than alpha, you reject. If p is greater than alpha, you accept. And if you're wondering what happens really if it's equal to alpha, that like never happens. Like these are, if you go to enough decimals, you will find that it is either above or below it. What's the final step? Yes, and also to reject or accept the claim. And you're right over here, write a sentence. All right. A credit card watchdog group claims that there is a difference in the credit card debt of households in California and Illinois. I didn't include the little pasted thing here, so we're going to have to add that. So here we go. We're comparing the two. Here's California. California, the average credit card debt, X bar 1 we'll call California, is $4,777. They got data from 250 people. And it also says that sigma sub 1 is 1,045 here. And then we have Illinois. Illinois, X bar 2, we'll call Illinois, is 4,866. For Illinois, they asked also 250 people, and the standard deviation is 1,350 for Illinois. So a credit card watchdog group claims that there is a difference. So what do you think I should write for my H sub O and H sub A? Oh, first of all, I can do the problem not only is n bigger than 30, but also I know the population standard deviation. I know the population standard deviation and n is bigger than 30. Okay, so if the claim is that there is a difference, what does that mean?